Hello and welcome to another video. So today I want to talk about the removal of the click ID parameter of Google Ads when you land on a Safari browser. So this update has rolled out a couple of months ago, and back then it was not clear if this click ID removal would actually just be applicable in Safari's private browsing mode or also in the normal default settings when you go onto your Safari browser. And by now we can actually confirm that actually the GCLID has been removed in default browsing. So this video, I guess, comes in handy because it really means if you're running ads, especially Google ads, then you should really pay attention to this. So are you ready? Let's dive right into it. Okay, so first of all, as you can see here in this blog post from stape.io, good blog post by the way, they are actually talking about that. This blog post was actually published in end of August 2025, so a little bit over 3 months ago. And we know now that actually this GCLID is actually blocked. We will also actually test that, so you can see that on your end as well. We will test it in the Google Chrome browser, but then also in the Safari browser to actually see for yourself if it is blocked or not. As you can see down here as well, they have this table here where they actually mention the platform, the parameter, and then private mode is removed, right? Because back then it was removed here, and by now it is also removed in the default Safari settings. And the good thing here though is we have a solution. We do not have a solution for Facebook, Microsoft, and all the other ones yet, but for Google Ads we do, and that's what this video will be about. Okay, so let's have a look at it. So first of all, as mentioned, I will open my website here, and I already pasted a test GCLID in here. It's just a random GCLID that I used because I want to test this, right? So let's hit the enter button here or return and see if it maintains in the URL structure. And as you can see up here, it's still here. We will also check under inspect and then under application and then under the cookie settings on the left side under the domain if this cookie actually was created. And as you can see down here, we actually have this cookie created with my test GCLID 123. So we can actually confirm that in Google Chrome browsers it's still available. And now let's have a look into a Safari browser. Okay, so I have actually opened a Safari window here, and as you can see I already pasted the GCLID with my domain name into this browser URL. Let's also return that or enter that and see if it's still there after doing this. So enter, and let's check this now, and as you can see up here already, it will not be here anymore. I will also actually paste this into a text edit file, and yeah, that's how I pasted it in there, and it's not here anymore. We can also check under inspect element if it's still here or not. So let's head over to storage, then go to the domain, and as you can see in here, we are not actually passing this cookie value in our browser anymore because it has been removed. So this video will now try to fix this. So what we will do here is we will head back into our Google Tag Manager account, and as you can see here there are a few tags running, and we will now actually go over to the admin section and we will utilize a JSON file that a person named Luke Nuktaren actually created. So big shout out to you, Luke, for actually creating this because it's so valuable for so many people. I'm just using it. Thank you. I'm going to use your URL that you actually provided to the community, and I will also share this URL in the description of this video so other people can use it as well. So let's head over to the admin section. Then you can see the right hand side, and there's a menu called import container. Then we will go to choose container file, and as you can see already here, the GTM template restore GCLID JSON file was created in here. I will click this, I will open it, and now I will actually choose a workspace. In this case it will be an existing workspace. We'll choose default workspace, and then down here I will click merge, and I want to override conflicting tags, triggers and variables. And let's add that to the workspace. And it's all in here. So if we now have a look into the tag, we actually can see that it actually has been populated automatically in here now, and the firing trigger is set to all pages. And under the template section we can also find it. So if you click into here, you can actually see the name, the brand name. So this is Luke Nook Terran, as mentioned before, and a few other options here. So the cookie name here, which is actually being stored or maintained, will be GCL_AW. And as you can see down here, and that's actually an important part, the URL parameter name is LNID. So that's basically the abbreviation for the name of Luke Nook Terran, I believe, because LN is his first and surname, and then ID. So the important part here now is, because we're not entirely done yet, we now actually have to go into our Google Ads account and append an additional parameter, and this additional parameter will be this LNID. So whenever Safari browsers strip away the GCLID, we want to actually store this GCLID in this parameter, and because Safari browser does not know about this custom name here, it will not remove it. So it will be maintained, and in the end we should still see it. So this ID is important. So we will now actually X out on here and actually go over to our Google Ads account. So as you can see here, I've logged in already. We will head over to the admin section and then go up to the account settings. That's where you handle global things that concern all your campaigns, for example. And here we have a section called tracking. We will click on that, and down here you can see a final URL suffix field, and exactly in this field we will add this LNID. I actually already pasted it in here, so I don't have to type it. So as you can see here, LNID is equal to open brackets, curly brackets, GCLID, and closing curly brackets. And now, in essence, we are done with our setup. So if now a user clicks onto your ad and lands on a Safari browser, your GCLID in this case will be maintained, and you will see if that person converts in the end or not. And you do not require any modeling of the data or whatnot, and that's the beauty of setting it up through GTM client side. So I hope that was helpful, and please also consider subscribing to this channel or commenting or liking it, because the more people know about this, the more it helps people. It's a win for you, for others, and for me. So a triple win. So I hope that this video was valuable, and keep watching, keep learning. See you in the next video.